Hey, bro. Welcome to another episode of the Perspective Podcast. This is episode 75, and this is where we talk about music, life, and everything that's going on in this world, bro. Because there seems to be a lot happening, and it's a nice day in Birmingham. It's a nice sunny day in Birmingham, United Kingdom. Skies are blue, trees are withering, wind is flowing. I hope you're thriving. I'm doing okay, if anyone's asking. Weekend recap. Honestly, it's been back and forth between going to see my nephew and then going to events. It's been tiring, hectic, but we're back home. I'm feeling okay. The past week was again, it was low key mentally like I don't know what happens, but sometimes it just gets like mentally challenging. But whenever those things happen, it means that something good is coming, and we all need like that one good week, not even good week, that one good year that would just like take us far, Because who are we to wait around for? Like, can't be waiting around for anybody. You might as well go and get it, literally. But yeah, mentally was a bit mellow, but still kept it going, especially when things just don't go the way that you want it to go. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, especially creatively, and yeah, it can be quite challenging. But for the best part, for the most part, the love of the game, the love of just doing is what keeps us going. And if you're going through anything, just keep it going. You will be okay. Don't be so hard on yourself. That's one of my flaws. Like sometimes I just be hard on myself, and you will be okay whatever you're going through. And you're listening to this podcast, so regardless, you're gonna have a W week. You're gonna have a W day. You, especially you, whatever day you watch this on a Tuesday, on the 23rd, the next week, the next couple of months, whatever time you watch the period, whatever time you whatever time you watch the podcast, you are gonna have a splendid day or a week. You know what I mean? So keep doing what you're doing no matter what, and don't let nothing stop you. While I was on the drive back from Manchester, I was just listening to Drake's music, and I started listening to "If You're Reading This, It's Too Late." Is because when I was at an event, I was at a BBC radio event, and kudos to the people there, they're goats. This was around 3 p.m. 3 p.m. at the event yesterday, and the outfit that I'm in, I'll tell you what the outfit I'm in. I was in, I was in right, Adidas like jeans, but like Adidas trousers, Adidas cuff trousers, no, relaxed, Adidas relaxed trousers, grey. Then I was in Adidas Specials. They're neutral with striped like orange, neon orange. And then I was in a Perspective Black Waffles tee, tap into Perspective. That was literally my outfit. And when I got there, I was thinking, yo, I feel very bare and naked, because usually when I'm in my outfits, I'm in something that has like a layer on or something that's more formal for like an event. But I was just in like a casual outfit, and it made me think, okay, for our events, we gotta wear something more presentable. But it's a hot day. You know what I mean? Like, it's a hot day. I've just drove back from seeing my nephew, and it's like, bruh, no, do I really want to be all extra? When I got there, yes, I should have. But in the moment, it's like, nah, bro, whatever fit you put on, you'll be alright. But the fit you wear kind of does make a difference, especially if you're meeting people for the first time. First impression, first impression means a lot. And at least we put that fit on, but in a streetwear type of vibe. But I realize when I go to these events or something, I like to wear something like a bit set apart, a bit formal, something like just sexy. You know what I mean? Something that's like, that's Lee, that is Lee. You know, literally. And while driving to Manchester, every time I'm about to get to a destination, I always need to pee. Like my bladder is like not the greatest, bruh. Of my bladder is not the greatest. I know this podcast is already starting a bit random. This is just a weekend recap, but yeah, honestly, bruh, my bladder is so hard that like maybe like some little like I'm not even gonna a little pee here and there will come out, but hey, I do the best to hold it in. You know what I mean? This is just embarrassing myself, and we're only a couple minutes in. It happens. It really does happen. It, it happens. You can't force it. You cannot force it. While I was driving to Manchester as well, I was meant to be speaking about if you're in this too late, but now I'm speaking about the journey to Manchester. But when I was driving there, I was listening to a song called Kilby Girl. Kilby Girl by the Backseat Lovers. Phenomenal track. Shout out to one of the guys who put me onto their album. And ever since I tapped into their album, I haven't looked back since. Their album, their music is so good. Kilby Girl is like, it's just such a chill song. The start is like got the guitar riff, and the singer, whoever he is, he just sounds amazing. There's a song in there called Olivia. Amazing. It's just the guitar riff, the way it's just chill, the storytelling. It's very layered beautifully, and I love it. The song Dugout. Dugout is a very catchy track. I love that one. The lead up, the beat change, every little thing, it's just perfect. Watch Your Mouth, perfect. Poorhouse, perfect. There's like bangers on that song that is just, it's a summer album. It is a summer album, and I'm going to listen to that album even more today because there's not a miss. I mean, I could play it the whole way through, but there's a few songs that I wouldn't really listen to. There's one that's like, I think it's called Maple Syrup. That is like, I think that's like the popular one on the album. I don't really listen to that one that much, but it's a catchy song. You know, it's got a little bit of a groove to it. I catch it a stove. Like, you know, catchy. While you're on the drive, just looking at the sky, taking in the view is amazing. Like when I was driving to and back, I do this thing where I love to look at the sky. I love to look at how cloudy it is, the sunset or the sunrise, whatever. I like to look at the sky during a drive because it really does tell a story. And even looking at the cars, as I get older, I'm turning more into a car person. When I'm driving, I'm always noticing like a Porsche Taycan. I love a Defender. So I always see a Defender. I'm always counting it because I do like a little counting streak of how many that I see in a day. And it refreshes when the day ends. And it always starts back at 0. But bro, like the amount of Defenders that I be seeing, I mean, they're turning them into a more common car. But of course, they're a phenomenal piece of a vehicle. You know, it's an amazing car. So I always look at a Defender 110 or a 90. I always look at a Porsche Taycan or any Porsche. You know what I mean? A Porsche Macan, a Cayenne, any type of Porsche. Any type of Porsche. Because they look slick. Porsche is really one of them cars that you don't have to change the design. It just looks amazing. It really goes back to like a Mini Cooper. I know they're like different, but a Mini Cooper is a kind of classic car. Mini Cooper is a classic car that you just don't have to change it. It just looks vintage and sick. But I've realised that in these coming years, like now, they've changed their look to make it look more modern, futuristic, but still maintaining that classic look. And me personally, it looks cool, but it's not going to beat the vintage ones, you know what I mean? We both be like. When I was at the event, they were playing, it was like a choir, and they were singing a song. And it reminded me of a song that Drake sampled. And it's on the song Legend. It was like, so anxious. Like, the way they did it, fire. And it got me thinking, I've got to listen to it if you're reading this, it's too late again. It's been a while. Tapped into the album. Bro, that man was hungry. I mean, he still is now, but that mixtape, it's not even an album. That mixtape, phenomenal. It's a phenomenal ass mixtape, bro. Legend, Madonna, 10 Bands, Star 67, You and the Six, 6 p.m. in New York, Jungle, even though Jungle is very popular now, but you can't deny it's a good track. I'm forgetting one. Did I say 10 Bands? Did I say Preach? Wednesday Night Interlude? I'll be honest, I forgot how good Know Yourself is. and I forgot how good Energy is. Like, bro, Energy is a phenomenal song. It's a really good track. And Know Yourself, I forgot how good just the start is. Running through the six with my woes. Like, yeah. I genuinely forgot how good that song is. And it makes you realize how much his music has changed, bro. The last time I listened to that album in full, I don't know how long it was years back. But to listen to different albums at a different age, it's like you're listening to an album for the first time, but with just new eyes or new ears. And because you've experienced a little bit more in life, that some of the lyrics that you heard before, it didn't hit as much. But now because you've experienced a little bit, you start to like deep it a little bit more and you start to think, oh, so it's crazy how things work with music that regardless as you age more or experience a bit more, some lyrics just make more sense. And If Read Is Too Late is one of them albums that, yes, it stuck to me, but it didn't really stick to me like it did now when I'm listening to it. So it's a WS album and it really makes you want to keep going with whatever passion that you're pursuing, because whatever Drake was cooking during that period, he was cooking literally. Believe me. And people really say that Nothing Was the Same is his best project. I don't agree. I do not agree. Maybe it's because I prefer the melodic side, but bro, my favorite album from him is Nothing Was the Same. So like, you can argue to differ that Nothing Was the Same is low key one of his least melodic albums, but there's just something different about Nothing Was the Same that you just can't take away. It's just it's set apart. It's in its own lane. But if you're reading this, it's a good album. It's a good project. I really enjoy it, but compared to his other ones like Views, or even Certified Lover Boy, or even as recent as how it is now, Iceman, I don't think it beats that. Of course, like the hunger is there, and I feel like the hunger that he has for Iceman is on par with his hunger that he had for Nothing Was the same hunger that he had for If You're Reading This. Hot take, but Broski was 27 or 26 and just like shitting on everyone. It's crazy that he did all of that in his 20s, bro. You really produce one of your best things in your 20s, but as well, you kind of also do it in your 30s. Where do you draw the line? Where do you actually draw the line of like making the best music? Michael Jackson made one of his best music in his 20s. Billie Eilish made one of her best music in her 20s. The Beatles made some of the best music in their 20s. Travis Scott dropped Astroworld in his 20s. Bro, Travis Scott dropped Rodeo when he was 23. That's crazy to me. 23 or 24, either one. Bro, he was young. I actually forget how young he actually is. I thought he'd be older, but that man is he's young, bro. That's crazy to me. Like, I'm 23 now, and he dropped Rodeo at the age of 23. Like, I find that ridiculous. Obviously, everyone's got their own timeline, but that's crazy. Paolo Nutini, he was what, 19 when he dropped like one of the biggest albums that he's ever done. Like, bruh, when you're in your I don't know what happens, but when you're in your 20s, something just happens. Maybe that time is now for you. I hope that time is now for you. I hope that time is. I hope. But yeah, man, in your 20s, if you're listening to this in your 20s and you have that vision that you want to do, go and do it. Time is going to speed up. Time is speeding up. Bro, we're already in June. We're in the middle of June. I find that crazy being in the middle of June. Summer is actually started. Like, scientifically, it's summer now. But, or is it? I think it is. Shall we ask Google? When does summer start? Summer began yesterday. Summer began yesterday, so it's summer now. It is summer, officially summer, and it ends on the 23rd of September, the day before my birthday. Sorry, y'all. It's mad how summer always ends. I'm going off track. But anyway, what was I on about? Oh, if you're in your 20s, go crazy, go nuts, like with whatever you want to do. I'm 23 right now, and I'm only learning off a few little experiences that I've had in my life. But bro, whatever you want to do it. That's your luxury. Don't let no one take that from you. Whatever vision, whatever you have, take it, do it, because bro, you will go far, bro. Like you will go far. There's the world is your oyster. You just got to believe. Literally, you just got to believe and take it there. I was watching the fellas podcast. No, I was watching the fellas Cal Freezy and Chip, right? And they're in America for the World Cup. I was just watching their vlog, and bro, they're the most unserious guys when it comes to content. And it made me realize that, bro, like anyone can make it. And this is not to me to like say that their content is not good. It's good, but like you don't have to try too hard, bro. Like they're literally just being themselves, being some wacky guys, just doing anything, saying anything, bro. They just be saying anything, and it doesn't matter. Like literally, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do, just as long as you have that feeling inside you, bro, go and do it because no one can take that from you, bro. No one can take that from you. No one. Like you can make it in anything, and I feel like sometimes, from my experience, I take things at times too serious. Nothing is serious, bro. Like nothing, bro. And I'm learning to just enjoy the ride, enjoy the pressure, enjoy this chaos, especially in the 20s. Because whenever I'm always speaking to people that are like older than me, and I ask them about their 20s, they always say like, "Oh, what a time, what a time, what a time, bro." The time is now for us in our 20s. So like, why am I gonna stress so much when things are just gonna go crazier? You know? But it's just like the society and social media and just how things go in life anyway. And in this generation, we're all consumed off our phone, and I'm still on the mindset that being on the phone less really keeps your mind clearer. I've been scrolling on social media less, and it's been a thing that has actually helped me. And especially as a creative, I want to watch the people that I want to watch, but I can't watch everyone, you know. And it just fogs up your brain a little bit, bro. Honestly, it fogs up my brain, especially as a creative. Like, yes, it's you need that inspiration of other people, but there's something that I don't know how to explain it. Like doom scrolling, bro. It really does mess up your mind, bro. It messes it. It messes it up, and it's mad that like that time scrolling on your phone, you could be doing something like more worthwhile. I don't know, reading a book, going on a walk, like, and I'll be honest, I fall short at times as well. I doom scroll at times, like I fall short and do like a mad long phone session. It's okay, you know. Sometimes we all deserve to just sit down and scroll on our phone, but sometimes it just gets too much. It's to the point that it may sound selfish, but I don't really like watch what other people are doing unless it's people that I'm like invested in or people that I like to watch. Bro, there's so many people. There's so many people. There's so many humans. There's so many strategies. There's so many formats. There's so many everything. There's so many information to consume that by the end of the day, my brain just feels mushy. It feels mushy, you know? And it's like, bro, we gotta get out of that cycle because it really is like an ongoing cycle that will just keep happening, you know? This is sounding really deep, but it's just real. It's just very real. And scrolling on your phone, bro. Yes, it comes with its pros, but as well, it comes with its cons. And what do you think of my feet? What do you think of my feet? And while I'm going with this podcast, I'm realizing that I don't want to keep doing this on my own. Yeah, this is not a one man team. This is a group collective, and I've been in a phase where like I don't really want to keep doing things by myself. It's very boring because I've always been that type of guy that like not I don't want to force the independence, but I've always been doing things on my own. I've always been a guy that's reserved, doing things by himself. And with doing that, it leads to me just being on my own all the time and focusing on what I really want to do. And with that, it can be a time where I will like shut off my people because I'm so focused on the one thing. And that's one thing I'm learning to get out of, especially in this industry, bro, or just in life, period. Like, if you want to I read something. If you want to, like, if you want it to be quick, um, I forgot, was it, if you want to do it quick, be alone. If you want to go far, be a team. And yeah, I'm realizing that I can't do all of this by myself, bruh. It gets lonely, and you need them people, you need them words of someone to just like congratulate you, or to like motivate you, or to encourage you, because bruh, it is difficult out here. It is so difficult, especially again in our 20s, and without that system or that team, you'll be thinking, what am I doing here? You know? So yeah, that's what I've been going through, and it could also just be from like childhood. You know, I'd always be in my room or like listening to music. I mean, I love to play out, but when my social battery ran out, I'm ready to come back home and to just chill, watch some TV, listen to some music, watch music videos, bruh, do some research on beats. And when I say beats, I mean Beats by Dre. I was obsessed with Beats by Dre headphones, and I still am. Like, that is really my childhood. Like, I'd do my research. I'd look at all the music videos where they'd have like the Beats sponsors in it, bro. Beats. No one talks about. Oh my gosh, bro. No one talks about Beats by Dre, Beats by Dr. Dre headphones. They had an era where they just cooked. They were in every single music video. They were in every single campaign. They were in everything. The Beats pill, the Beats headphones, everything. Like, they were literally the pioneers. And to be fair, they still are, bruh. No one will take away that sound that they've got when it comes to their like beats, bruh. They're like, you can hear them 808s. Them, that bass is heavy, and like the way that Dr. Dre did his strategy move on giving it to Apple, shout out to him, bruh. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to him. And because of that, I've got my beats right here. I've got my Beats, yeah. These are the Beats Fit Pro. Beats Fit Pro. And like, when it comes to working out, going on a run, these are phenomenal. Like, I love using these, bruh. They're amazing. This is not even an ad, but when it comes to that type of stuff, I am a fiend for like the Beats. Of course, they're competitors. I am aware. We're not gonna disclose that. I'm here to talk about Beats, bruh. Like, since growing up, I've always admired Beats, and they're just good. Of course, the acoustic sound can be worked on. I'll say that. I'll be honest, to give my honest review. The acoustic sound can be worked upon. That's why you got the wired earphones. And bro, this is gonna be a talk about technology at this point. Is everyone gonna like wake up and realize that wireless earphones or headphones are still better than the wired Apple earphones? It was good while it lasted, you know? Everyone using the wired earphones. I'm one of them. And honestly, the reason why I started wearing wired earphones was because my wireless ones broke. So I had no choice. The funds were a bit low, so I was like, fuck, I'm gonna just go get some wired ones. And that may be the case with everyone else, because wireless earphones or headphones are expensive. Like, who's really going to pay £500 for just some headphones when you could get some for a cheaper price? So, like, it's very convenient, but bro, like, just get some wireless earphones or something, because the sound is better depending on the one that you get. I will say that I will say the wired earphones are really good when it comes to the acoustic sound. If you want to hear that guitar, if you want to hear the vocals, if you want to hear them hi-hats, go get them wired earphones. But bro, the wireless ones, they still cook, if not better. Not even if not, they do cook. And we should get away from that phase of everyone just like forcing the wired earphones, and just enjoy some headphones. Enjoy some wireless headphones or earphones, bro. Like, literally enjoy it, because when them 808s are kicking, that's something that the wired headphones cannot do, you know? That's something that the wired headphones cannot do. I've got my wired earphones are staring at me right now. But yeah, man. And also, we've all got different earlobes, bro. Like, I'll be honest, when it comes to the wired earphones, they always slip off. They always come off. I don't know what's up with my ears, but they're very unique, to the point that put them in, they fall off. If I like move a little bit, they fall off. But with my Beats Studio Fit, they stay in. I mean, it depends how long and it depends how much it depends how much head movement is going on. But honestly, get yourself some wireless, get yourself some wireless headphones or earphones, bruh. Don't force that trend of everyone wearing wired earphones. You don't need to, you know. You don't need to. There's a few bands that are in my rotation that I'm still listening to. And one of them is Kyo. You know, they're on a crazy run during the summer. They're doing like near enough every big festival in the UK, and they've got their album coming out in September. The album comes out the day after my birthday, so it's a phenomenal birthday present. But the way that they're doing their run cooks, and I'm here for it. You know, tapped into their music around autumn last year when one of the viewers was like, "Tap into Kyo." I mean, everyone was telling me to tap into Kyo. So I surrendered. I was like, you know, I'm gonna tap in, and since then, the rest was history. And tapping into their music more, hearing their vibe, and I like their music. I really, my favorite song from them, honestly, it's the album that is gonna be on the album. It's Spent on You. Even what is it called? Fly. That song is remarkable, and only the real ones know about that one. Like that song is top tier. Whoa. For a minute I thought you were swim. For a moment I thought you were fly. Bro. Is anyone being cooked by hay fever? I am. Another band that tapped into, they're called Talking Heads. Bro, I listened to one song when I was tapping into their music. This Must Be the Place. That sounds amazing. It's funny to say that the song's called This Must Be the Place. I was driving to the gym this morning and there's a Big John's. If you don't know what Big John's is, it's like a B-Tech version of Papa John's. It's very, very fraudulent. I'll say that. But anywho, we were driving to the gym, right? And just driving, and then I look at Big John's, and then I see that it has the phrase on the wall, "This must be the place." And now I'm never gonna look at that the same now because every time I see that, I'm gonna think of the Talking Heads. It's mad how before I tapped into them and I saw that this must be the place. Like I did not bat an eyelid about that phrase, or did they even know about the Talking Heads? Like, do they even know about that song? I don't know. I doubt they do, because yeah, if you know about the demographic or the employees for Big John's, see that's just gonna sound bad, but I don't know if they'll know Talking Heads. If I didn't know Talking Heads, then I don't think they would. I mean, you never know. There may be one of the. They may know. I don't know. But Talking Heads, they've just got good production. Their music sounds really good, and I enjoy tapping into their tunes. It sounds freeing. It sounds melodic. It sounds like they're on a drug. It sounds like it's a drug. Very hypnotizing. It reminds me of The Cure with how clear his production is and how much he emphasizes the long intros. But the Talking Heads, they just had that production on lock that it just doesn't matter, and their music is really good and I enjoyed it. You know, it really makes you realize that music that back then was really so, it was minimal, but it was also complex. But with it being complex, it made it sound very unique. And sometimes with music now, it can be a bit much. That element of music is actually lost, and that's why a lot of artists now are tapping back into that retro style because you can't beat it. And it's mad because that style of music, we won't get that back from that time. That the only time of music that we can actually like do is the music or the songs you're hearing from now. And yeah, it's actually kind of mad. Music just be changing, and the Talking Heads, bruh, they were sick with whatever they were doing. That I'm literally like, I'm a geek in this music game. Like, I'm here to know as many bands, artists that I can and collect little pieces that when it's my time to make some music, bro, we've collected as many as we can that we're just like, we're gold. Who knows if I'll actually make music? I don't know. You know? I feel like I've got a decent voice to make some tunes, but honestly, I'm just not at that phase to do that, bruh. Like, less is more, and that's not my focus right now. My focus is conquering the World Cup. And talking about the World Cup, your boy will be in Boston on Wednesday. Of course, the England versus Ghana game is tomorrow, and I won't be there. But that's besides the point. You know, we're going to be in Boston for the France versus Norway game, and it's actually kind of crazy to say that we're gonna be there. I didn't really deep that, but being so used to these four walls that we're gonna be in a complete different environment. Boston, oh my gosh, Boston, Boston, Boston. I will be in you, Boston. I will be in your city, Boston. I will be in your state. Your boy, your boy will be in Boston, right? And it's crazy. I got this sweatshirt like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 4 years ago, I believe. And back then, I had no clue about Boston. Didn't really like, intrigue me to go Boston. And now we're going to Boston. Timing is really the essence of life. But yeah, we will be in Boston for the World Cup game, and I'm just grateful to have an opportunity to go there. The prices, we're not going to talk about that because they were not cheap, but it's an experience. I hope so. I hope so. I've got no choice but to make this the best experience because the amount of money that came into this, bruh, ridiculous. But this is as well to bring you guys into this experience of me going to America. This is not just my trip, this is ours. And I want us all to enjoy it. You know, I want to make sure that every single one of you get the content. I don't know how we're going to do that if we use VPN because I've been struggling. Whenever I go abroad, it's kind of challenging to make sure that you guys get the content because obviously when you're in a different city or country, a different country actually, depending on like the SIM card or the service, the servers, it's just different for it to reach the people in your region. And obviously I'll be in the States, but I want you guys to see everything, I want you guys to be indulged with the content and I want you guys to tap into it no matter how different it is, I want you guys to be tapped in because, bruh, to even get a hand on these tickets were ridiculous, but we're here. And yeah, it's actually kind of mad to even think that, but yeah, man, we're going to be in Boston for a few days and one thing leads to another. The snowball effect will keep happening. The content will keep evolving and changing. And it's just to show my love and my devotion to you because I want to make sure that you get the best content. Like, I want you to just see my... that sounds very selfish. But no, I just want you to enjoy the piece of content that's being put out, no matter where I am. If I can't do it at home, then how am I meant to do it in another place? So what matters is starting from home and just growing and just getting that breakthrough in the States, man. Like, I love America, despite the political side. I love being in the States. I think it's sick. And yeah, man, looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the England game tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the France game today. I believe so. It's today, right? But yeah, Spain are having a good run. Well, now they are. They won 4-1 against Saudi Arabia. Of course, they had to. Messi is having a phenomenal run. I think there's an Argentina game on today. We will be there to watch that. Netherlands are cooking. I watched their game against who did they play? Was it Ivory Coast? Tissue break. I watched their game against Ivory Coast and I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. I always say though, like with the World Cup, I was talking to my boy about this and we were just on about just the people that go to the matches and it's very because of how expensive the tickets were for the World Cup, the people that are going to be at the games, are they really football lovers or are they just like spectators that are, oh, it's the World Cup, so let's go because they have extra cash, so let's go. You know, there's people that are genuinely like selling their, I don't know, selling their valuable stuff, getting another loan, like doing a lot of things just to get a World Cup ticket because it's not cheap, bro. It's not cheap. And it really feels like the wealth get wealthier because, bro, like FIFA really stunk it up with the prices for the World Cup this year. And not a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people are talking about it, but, bro, it is not cheap, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. But to be able to have this opportunity, I'm very grateful. And that's why I want to be able to create the best content while being out there because, man, them prices are dumb. Travis Scott, obviously going dumb. One of my favorite artists of all time. I've got his Astroworld vinyl. I've got Utopia vinyl. I've seen Travis Scott 5 times. You know, he's really one of my favorite artists of all time. And it's about to be 3 years since he dropped Utopia. Of course, he dropped Jack Boys 2 last year. In my opinion, I found that album underwhelming compared to the first one. Of course, you got more songs, but the quality of the songs they weren't there. But Utopia, it was a good ass album. And it's been a while since Travis has, I don't know, like there's not been no album title. There's not been no nothing. And if you remember this right, with Astroworld, he dropped that 2018. 2020 was when he announced the album name for Utopia. During lockdown, he literally put Utopia. He hasn't said anything since. He hasn't done anything since. Like, bro, it's been 3 years. He hasn't said anything about this new album that he's working on. He's been talking about it, but he's not been saying anything about the new album. Of course, Broski was touring a lot during this Utopia era. So you know what? Business-wise and campaigns he's been doing with like Oakley, Nike, all these other things, bro. He's been up and always tapping into like architecture or whatever, but we need new music, bro. I'm getting older. I'm getting older. I'm 23. Astroworld dropped when I was 15. That's crazy to say that. Bro, Astroworld dropped when I was 15. Utopia dropped when I was 20. 20? No. Yes, I was 20. Damn. 2023. I turned 21. Yeah, I was 20, bro. I was 20 when Utopia dropped. Now I'm 23. Like, I know album has dropped. But during that time of Utopia dropping, we got to meet Travis Scott, which is kind of crazy. Anywho, but yeah, I don't know what sound Travis will have on his next album. I don't know what he's cooking, but I'd love him to just drop something like a song or something. And I'd love to like, I feel like he'll drop an album next year. I don't think he'll be this year. I feel like he would like hint the title or a song or something like. I think he will hint the title or a couple songs. He will drop a few songs this year, but I don't see us getting an album until next year, which it may sound jarring, but this music better be on some good shit because Jack Boys 2 was a bit underwhelming, and Travis's sound has changed over these years that he doesn't sound the same anyway. His voice has become more raspier than ever. Literally, like if you listen to songs like Dumbo, it sounds more, or maybe that's just because it's the song. Even his live performances, bro. Oh, I could talk about live performances for time. Like Travis's performances have always been one of the best. And from recent years, from 10 years till now, the way he performs is completely different. Of course, I don't know how to explain it, but you just have to see it. Maybe it's just him aging and his raging is decreasing, but it also is I don't know how to explain it. His rage or his like energy, it's still there while he's in his 30s, bro. He's still going crazy, but honestly, when he gets to the point that you can tell that his rage just starts to like decrease, bro, that's gonna make me sad, bro, because like during the period where like Rodeo, Astro were like his like peak in terms of physique, I guess. He was going crazy. Of course, what is the age when you're in like your peak physique anyway? It's like it must be like 20s or 30, like mid, like going into the 30s, right? And then after that, it just decreases a little bit. But I don't know. I may be wrong, but bro, like you can't deny how when he was in his like late 20s during the Astro period or like the pre-Astro period where his performances were going crazy or like during the Birds era, like if you've watched his Travis Scott's Coachella performance 2017, that compared to the way that he performs now, you can see the difference. Like 2017 Travis Scott performance till like now, you can see a difference. Even 2018, like there was that, I don't know how to explain it, but there's like a hunger that was different. Of course, now that he's up, like he's like stadium status, that like he still goes crazy, but the hunger isn't as there because he's already at that status level or like stadium level. But man, and I've seen it. I've seen it like June 2019 when it was when I got to see him. It was raining in London, but it was an amazing performance. He still put on a great show. He put on a phenomenal show. And yeah, man, like I love seeing Travis Scott live, man. He's such a good performer. Even Playboy Carti is a good performer. Keo is a good performer. I know I brought them up before, but they're a good band to watch live. Who else like band wise that are good live that I've seen? Random one, Bastille, they're good live. I've seen Arctic Monkeys live, kind of crazy. I've seen 90, oh my gosh, 1975, I've seen them live. They are surprisingly good. The one song that I was really like, I enjoyed listening to by them was Two Time. I only called her one time, maybe it was two time. Like, bro, if you haven't heard that song, hear it. That song is phenomenal. Can't forget about how The Weeknd is a good performer. Obviously, you got Playboy Carti. He's like he's him when it comes to performing. Well, screaming and just jumping around, letting that loudness play. You know, that's him. um, yeah, man. Also, this is gonna get emotional a little bit, but Tay Keith, he's a producer that passed away a few days ago, and he really was a pioneer of his own sound during like 2018. Even now, he really carried the music scene when it came to his hypnotic beats, his melodic tones, and just his sound, bro. Like, honestly, Sicko Mode is a ridiculous beat. Like, it's a crazy beat. Non-stop is a crazy ass beat. He's done so many top tier songs that I think he was on Iceman, but he's like, when it comes to his production, he was really a pioneer in that, and it's sad to see that happen because his work was amazing. And I don't know, I'm not really sure on the like how he passed, but from what I've heard, he's like, it was when he was in his home, and that's even sad. Of course, like the last result of that is like an OD. Like, it's really sad how artists just be passing away, bro. He's got his own legacy, and he was still young, bro. He's like 29. Like, that's even crazy to even say that. 29, bro, and he produced what, that song. Wait, if he's 29, he literally produced Sicko Mode when he was in his early 20s. In his early 20s, bro. Like, it's things like that drives me crazy. Like, it drives me crazy. Like, from what I was saying, like, you really be young as hell when you be making your best beats or your best songs. Like, the way he did that was crazy. But yeah, nah, shout out to him, bro. Like, an RIP, because the Shoots will never forget Take Keith, man. Honestly, one of the best songs ever made from like the rap era from like 2019 onwards was literally him. He really pioneered that, and he really made a shift with like the music. And it's actually sad because he really was one of them producers that stuck to his own lane and just kept going. Even when he having moments where like you don't really hear his beat production a lot, but he was still doing his thing, and it's sad. But yeah, man, death is a really sad thing, and it's inspiring to like have that type of level of legacy, whatever you're doing. Just no matter what age you are, like that's what I was saying earlier. If you're in your 20s, no matter what age you are, like go and get whatever brings you that most joy. go and do it, because before you know it, bro, your life will literally be gone in seconds. Your immune system can literally be your biggest op. It could really start fighting with each other and your life will be over. Like, it could be gone in an instant. Like, sometimes I really do take my days for granted, like having a roof over my head, having you watching this episode, having water, having functioning body, having functioning arms, having a head full of hair, having a book, having a mother, having a sister, having a nephew, just being able to move and walk, being able to see, being able to hear music. There's so many things, like being able to write, being able to sleep, being able to have a bed, being able to have a clean environment. Like, I really do be forgetting these things, and just being able to have hope and joy. The mind can really play tricks on you in so many ways that you're not enough. The mind can play so many tricks on you that you're not that person. It really can play tricks, but you are enough. You are enough, bro. Like, don't let your mind stop you from doing what you want to do. Because, bro, life is literally challenging, but no matter what circumstance you go through, and yes, I'm speaking to you directly, like, you will continue to thrive, bro. You will continue to thrive. And that's something that I low-key needed to hear myself, man, because, man, some days just get difficult, but honestly, just keep stepping each day. You are enough. Like, every dog has its day, and every good dog has its day too. You will be okay. Like, don't worry about nothing. You will be fine. You will be more than fine, because you will be thriving. You are always thriving, and yeah, man, that's literally just how I've been feeling recently. Like, I'll be honest, I'll be feeling very emotional that it's been difficult for me to tap in logically on what to do. That I had to speak to my friend for him to tell me on what to do. Well, not what to do, but like give me some like real grown ass shit advice and take things further, because I'm very grateful for that. Sometimes I don't really tap in logically as much. Maybe that's just because I was always growing up with women, that I'm very emotionally tapped in. That sometimes logically, even though I may know the answer logically, I choose to follow the emotion side of things. And yeah, that's just a little thing that's been going on in my life, man. Like, I've been asking my friends for advice, and I'm very grateful for that, because there was a time this time last year when I wasn't really asking my friends for for advice or for help. It was a very one man situation, and it gets lonely, bro. And whatever you're going through, bro, just like speak to your people, even if you know the answer, or even if they may not give you a logical answer, or they're just there to support you. As men, we all need them people to like hold us down or to hold us accountable, even though we need ourselves to hold ourselves accountable. But you need your people to call out on your bullshit, because sometimes we actually don't know. And we also need people to be by our side, literally, bro. So yeah, speak to your people, and keep going with whatever you're doing, because you will be you are blessed. Actually, not even you will, you are blessed, and you are enough. Just keep going every day, one day at a time, because yep, keep going one day at a time. Stay true to your word, read some books, go on a walk, speak to your people, because mental health is important. We all go through stuff mentally, and it's just about the love that you give. One thing I had to write down on my journal was like, I wrote down on my journal earlier today was like, help me to love others well, because I've been in a period these past few days where like I've been realizing that I'm not really been loving others well. And if I'm not loving others well, then am I loving myself well? You know, because like you're like, what's that saying that I don't know, like you're just a reflection of the way that you perceive yourself, or like the way that you love yourself is the way that you love others, I guess. And it's not really being as well, and that's where me putting myself accountable, because man, what am I doing here, you know? What am I doing here? So yeah, man, I'm a flawed man literally, but it's life. And yeah, man, acknowledgement is the first step. And also, it's mad. I feel like I'm just rambling on, but this is just some real life shit. You know, when you're going through stuff financially, it really is difficult to like find that way of like that drive, that joy, because you're so focused on like the money side of things. But it's really meaningless, bro. Regardless, we're gonna be okay, and that's something that I forget sometimes. And man, this episode just been a confrontation after confrontation. But honestly, like got to have them real conversations because what are we doing here? This may be the longest episode we've done in a while. And yeah, man, that is sick. I want to talk about Lil Kana. It's been a year since he dropped his album, Hopefully. And I remember the time specifically when I listened to Hopefully. I was I recorded a video. If you've been watching the videos for a while, you would have remembered that video. I was doing a tapping into his album while driving to a job interview. I remember the outfit is I was in a black top, and yeah, I tapped into the album. It was like the album is not long, and the drive for me to get there was the same time as the album. So I was like, oh, sick. I'm gonna listen to the album and tap into it while I'm driving to work. And it was a hot day. I remember it was really hot, and it was also the time where he was about to perform at Glastonbury. But anyway, go back to the drive and tapping into the album then and tapping into the album now, like that really was the start of my love for Lil Kana's music that I didn't even realize I had at that time. Songs like In My Mind, Horcrux, Time to Go, Lying, Feels Like Home, About Time. There's another one on that album, but like there's so many good songs that I just like. It made me really appreciate his music, which led to me going to his concert in Birmingham the other day. The other day, when he was touring in like winter time or autumn period during last year. I think it was like November or December period. Sheesh, whatever time that was. And I remember I was really obsessed with A Latin Place, and I still am. And I wrote it on a plain white t-shirt, A Latin Place, and I kept shouting for him to play A Latin Place, like little things like that. And he noticed, and yeah, man, like if I didn't tap into his album then, it wouldn't have led to now. And I'm very grateful for his music because it's very timeless. And this also goes back to Tyler, the Creator. It's gonna be a year since, not a year. It's gonna be 5 years. It's gonna be 5 years since Tyler, the Creator dropped "Call Me If You Get Lost," and that was a phenomenal album. I really loved that album. It really was an album that got me very motivated, no, inspired me to just dive into what I love to do and to have that self-confidence and that belief. Because Tyler is really good with that mantra or that mindset. And when it comes to his music, even though you may feel like his music is weird, and of course his music kind of is weird, but Call Me If You Get Lost, I don't know what happened, but there was like a shift with that album that it just started to make sense. Like that is my favorite Tyler, the Creator album, especially from songs like Run It Up. That intro from Run It Up is phenomenal, but like Run It Up, Massa, Hot Wind Blows, Sweet, I Thought You Wanted to Dance, songs like that are just like ridiculous. Lumberjack, there's another one, I forgot, but yeah, man, honestly, just the album is amazing, and that's really a Tyler, the Creator album that I really can listen to more than his other albums. But yeah, man, if you need some inspiration, listen to Call Me If You Get Lost because it's underrated, and I love the era that he had during that period. It's a very underrated that not a lot of people talk about. Everyone really talks about Ego or Chromacopia. I mean, not really much of Chromacopia. That album, I don't want to sound like rude, but I feel like that album didn't really have that much of an impact as his other albums. I may be wrong, but I don't think it did to me anyway. There's still a few. Nah, I don't really listen to that. The only song I listen to the album that I would like go back to listen to is Ratata. If you've not heard that song, ridiculous. It sounds amazing. Listen to that song, bro. But yeah, man, Tyler Creator's music. I listen to his podcasts. Well, not podcasts. His interviews that he does, because he's tapped in psychologically, bro. He's a freak when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, man, Tyler, the Creator and Lil Kana, masterpiece when it comes to their music that I could talk about it for hours. And just like that, we've come to the hour mark. Well, for me anyway. I don't know how long this podcast is going to be, but it's been an hour, and honestly, my time is over. Thank you for listening to the episode. I realize that longer episodes are better to watch, especially for people who are not on like a drive to work, commuting to work, doing tasks during the day, or they just want to watch something to wind down on. And yeah, thank you for tapping in. Episode 75. I'll be in Boston by the time. No, I'll be in Boston, or I may be back, or I may do an episode in Boston. I don't know. I'm only there for 5 days, so yeah, looking forward to it. Hope you guys have a blessed week. Stay shining. Stay doing what you love. Whatever gives you that joy, do it. And I'll see you guys next week.